competition start?
November.
Oh, okay.
November 18th.
Very nice.
So it's coming up soon. Yeah, so it has been a hello.
Hello.
Someone
Talking.
hello. Julietta.
She's on it again, on the Stairmaster, joining us.
I know.
Yes.
So amazing. I wish we could be working out with you.
Right?
Right?
Are you doing double days?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the morning and nighttime. So,
And your show's on the 18th?
Here I am. Yeah, the 18th, November 18th and December 2nd. So I'm doing 2 competitions back to back. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm a little bit hangry, but it's all good.
It's all good. All right. Well, we will kick this off so you can go handle the hangriness. Awesome. Hi, Val.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Padilla over there. So good to see you each week. All right, well, we'll kick it off, and I think we're going to be tag teaming again, eh, Val?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, so welcome to week 9 of Rising the TFP Within You. This is the week of reflecting true love in your life every day. And this is another simple mirror. However, if you have the book or the digital book in front of you, we are going to be starting this on page 92. But this concept of reflecting true life or true love in your life every day is, I feel like I keep repeating myself, like, oh, this is the key ingredient. This is the key. That's why they're all part of the mirrors of emphasizing your essence as the total criminal package. This one really hit home for me when I was writing this book around what does that true love look like? You know, I know people use that term, but what does true love? And for the essence of this mirror, what I write about in here, what I believe most of us understand on a visceral level when we're minds not in it and our heart's just completely in that pure space, is like true love is love without any expectation. And so this mirror really talks about the truth of what love is, and that how you experience love in your life based on the love that you provide yourself, and how real that is for you. And so here it opens up with saying true love is the optimal love that you can experience for another person only when you love who you are 100%, when you can honor another's self-worth and value their true self without neediness or expectations. And what I realized in my relationships, this was written, based off of a breakup. And what I realized is that we tend to, over time, because of our growth, layer in all these expectations of other people around us without really checking in on those, and even asking ourselves, what are the expectations that we have of ourselves? And what does it look like if I love myself 100%? What does that look like in the overflow of what I can share for others? And how can I love without expectation? How can I just be love and be in that presence of another person? And if they don't meet a certain need of mine, or they somehow, create a behavior that's probably not something that I'm in alignment with, like, how do I choose to still love and show up for that person? And in reflection, it's you showing up for yourself in that way. So I'll kick it off here. Take action to keep love alive in your life. This is the start of experiencing true love in your life every day. So if you allow yourself to begin your day in a state of gratitude, this is the one area of life that I will say, like, your area of waking up in the morning, how you choose to receive the day, from the moment your eyes pop open and you're out of the dream stage, or you just know, like, you're back here in this human experience. Like, at that point, I encourage every sister, mother, friend, mother-in-law, everyone, cousins, aunts, everyone, to really look at how from the beginning of your day can you fall in love with yourself? How can you experience true love? And the easiest way to do it is to write the 5 things down that you are grateful for. Whether those things have come into fruition already, or they're things that you're anticipating that are going to happen throughout your day. And this goes back to the gratitude mirror. This goes back to even when we're feeling frustrated with somebody outside of ourselves. How do you start to turn on the rampage of appreciation? And so when you can just have gratitude for being alive the moment you wake up and start to allow that vibration to follow suit. My husband and I, Jeremy, we have this practice that we're committed to, that we don't allow ourselves to have our feet hit the floor each morning until we feel super in love with the day. And the way that we get there is by giving us our time in the morning to think about our gratitudes and to talk about them or write them out or start with a meditation, something that puts us in that space. So you have an opportunity here to think through and list 3 choices, 3 things that you can focus on when you wake up to be grateful for. And just an idea around that too is reading your personal statement and practice thinking of visions of your future desires that make you happy, and allow them to come to you and focus on those throughout the day and be in love with the things that you are craving to experience and you desire to experience. And notice that the things that bring you joy will also bring you love. So when you feel joyful about something, those are the things, getting a cup of coffee or tea with a girlfriend, or watching your favorite love story, or trying on a new lingerie, or having that phone call with your loved one, or receiving a text message, or listening to a certain prayer or a certain song. Like anything that brings you joy, soon love will follow. All right, over to you, Miss Pam.
Well, your hair looks so pretty today.
Oh, thank you. I'm getting ready for the weekend.
I got that. Well, and adding just to still kind of add on to what you shared about with gratitude, starting your day. I love that you shared that your feet don't hit the floor until you're in love with that day. And a friend of mine recently shared that one of the things, like, he literally goes into gratitude for his bed. Like he starts off something as simple as that, and I was like, wow, you give gratitude to your bed. And he said, I say thank you to my bed in the morning before I wake, before I get up out of the day. Thank you to where I live. And you build up upon that. So, when sharing, write the things that you're grateful for, you can go as simple as that. You can go as simple as, thank you for this warm room that I'm waking up to. And, thank you for the hours that I slept. It was the perfect amount, and not, again, having your perception and your focus to be on that of gratitude, opposed to, I didn't get enough sleep, or, it was, it's like, what can you switch that mindset to be grateful for? And it's something as simple as that. And the gratitude mirror does help you flesh that out. But again, helping you, fall in love with yourself first, as we go through mirror 9. That's also another way just to have that mindset shift in the utmost simple gratitude, things to be grateful for, and how that'll impact your life. And so, you have to love yourself first fully before you can love others. And, probably, you hear that growing up, possibly, that, love yourself first, take care of yourself first, and I feel like for, and just my own experience in this life, that it didn't take me till my late 20s to actually get that, like, seeking love outside, and external things. And once the focus was completely on myself fully, then I was in a place to receive love and feel worthy of that love, and all the abundance that comes with that. Because it just, how can you expect anyone else to fall in love with you? It's here in mirror 9, if you don't love yourself first. How can you guide somebody to loving you at your most highest level of what your heart desires if you don't know that? So take some time. This helps you. This whole experience of each mirror helps you dive in and a little bit deeper, a little layer deeper in truly loving yourself as the total female package, because that's what we all are, and that's what we're all here for, is to continue to rise that within our community, within our sistership circles, to again, just lead and continue to lead with love. So this is also another good one I'm on page 93, is, do you like spending time with yourself? Truly, can you sit alone for hours at a time and enjoy your own company? And so if the answer is no, then how can you ever expect anyone else to enjoy your company? It's also important for you to be happy and to love who you are, fully, whole and complete. And so, I love these little highlights. You are a significant partner of the universe. Once you fall in love with your authentic self as a total female package and send that energy across the atmosphere, you will open your heart to receive the same energy in different forms back to you. So, how does that look? How does that show up? If you're loving without expectations, you don't know, and that's also, I would say, the premise of this is that, you're training yourself not to have expectations, but if you lead with love and you honor yourself, you're honoring yourself, you're following your heart's desires, what can open up from that? And so, it's, you can attract a primary love partner, the perfect job, the most amazing opportunity to learn more about yourself. And so if you fall in love with yourself first, watch life fall in love with you. So, tagging it back to you. No.
Yeah, boom, boom. So Key, I love reading these things. Like every week when I'm reviewing and getting ready for our time together, I'm just like, God, to me, it's still a reminder of these simple concepts that just get the noise out, and we can really truly embody these, how much we can really create the life we want. And I know some of us already do that, but they're helpful little reminders. This next section is short and sweet, but so I'm going to read it because it has so much depth to it. True love and its meaning in life. Love is a feeling of expansion, joy, and abundance. When people really think about what does love mean, how do I actually qualify love? What does that look like? It's truly a feeling of expansion, joy, and abundance. It's the most highest vibrational context you could ever allow your heart to linger in. And love means knowing that the universe is on your side in every moment. Love is the greatest feeling known to womankind and can only be touched through you. In essence, you are love. That is the biggest aspect in all of the Total Female package that I would love for every woman to get, is that you are a walking, breathing, living vibration frequency of love. That is your truest state. So if you allow yourself to be in joy, if you allow yourself to be in abundance in your thinking and your speaking and the way you behave and the way you, appreciate and have gratitude, then everything can easily be at your fingertips. And so this is part of the practice of showing up as love and being love, is understanding, well, what is love? If I had to really try to describe it, we are all energy, and this is embodied what we feel and how we create and why we're here. We're here to truly experience love. And when you think about, some get 20 years, 40, 50, 100 years. If you are, practicing probably as much self-love and mastery as possible, then you get to experience the different opportunities to remember that you come from love, which is super consciousness. And so that's the idea of this section. So if you can align yourself to be love in as many moments as possible, then you can have pretty much any experience you want to attract to you, because anything lives on the frequency of love.
And jumping into that, so how do you practice, love in your everyday moment? And so, I love just, and really breaking down is how do you honor yourself? How do you honor who you are as a total female package and share it with everyone and everything? do things for yourself every day that remind you how amazing you are. And, maybe starting out with one thing, maybe it's one thing that's honoring yourself in this journey every day, that you are freaking awesome. Do you tell yourself that? Do you look in the mirror and say, like, I like what you got going on there today, sweetie, or, somebody also shared with me, another girlfriend said, she gives herself 2 hours of selfish time a day. And within those 2 hours, whether it's morning or an hour in the morning or hour in the night, or it's 2 hours at the gym. Juliana, you may have 4 hours in competition mode right now, but like this particular friend of mine said she gave herself 2 selfish hours a day that were to honor herself. And if she wanted to sleep in, that was what she chose to do. If she wanted to go to the gym for 2 hours, that's what she chose to do. If she wanted to sit there and read, that's what she chose to do. And so again, it's, how are you nurturing yourself? How are you loving yourself so that you can continue to be at your highest vibration and, set in self-care, self-love, so that, what is radiating around you, that you are in essence of joy and abundance. And so it says here, try speaking powerful affirmations to yourself, in the mirror every day. Maybe driving to the gym to celebrate your body, maybe having dinner or lunch with a loved one, maybe meditating, giving your mind a chance to breathe, to feel your spirit for a few moments. It can be anything special, to honor your greatness. And, look at how you are honoring yourself and being selfish with yourself, so that you can fill your cup up. And we talk about this in plenty of other previous mirrors, but it's, this is an ongoing flowing cup. So how are you continuously reminding yourself to fill up that cup? And, these are ways, could be lighting a candle, before you go to bed. Could be writing down the 5 things you're grateful for. All these little action steps, just help build who you are as a whole, so that you can, again, continue to shine your light again, out in the world. And, keep true love alive in your life every day. And, you do that best when you're loving yourself fully, whole and complete, whatever day that is. So.
Awesome. And that I love, like, this is like so key, like this is what I loved, like the part around all of these mirrors that I love is that there's practices at the end of each mirror, because it's one thing to kind of understand the concepts of stuff and be able to kind of go, oh yeah, that makes sense and I get it. But it's not really until you put anything into practice that you truly live from it. And so that's why it's so important to find these ways of showing up in more authentic and true love. Like, I'm giving like the sister, like, hey, praise right now. Juliana is, following her passion. She's at the gym right now and also connected to this club so that we can, help support and in her own way, she's showing that commitment to her passion, as that's a one way that she's practicing true love in her life for herself, is that she has a goal and she has competitions that she loves to compete in, and it's the being like committed to the diet, committed to the exercise, it's the discipline. It's like something that she's engaged in. She's inspiring others. Like there's so much about what she's putting into practice that exhibits true love for herself in that moment. And I'm sure there's other things for other women on the call. And, if you want to say anything around that, Juliana, you totally can pipe in if you feel like you want to share right now. I know that you're on the treadmill, but I mean, that is part of. Go for it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
It's amazing that. Thank you, Domelina, because I think it's important to take care of yourself. But this is extreme. But like you said, thank you so much for acknowledging that. And taking care of yourself, taking care of your health is so important that even whatever it is, if it's food, water, exercising, going for a walk, whatever it is that makes you joyful or makes you relax, go do that. So thank you. That's nice. Okay, back to you.
Awesome. And there's so many different ways to practice true love in your life, and exercise and fitness and eating healthy are a few of them. And it's taking walks and meditating and reading the books you want to read and giving yourself time and giving yourself presence and giving your loved one presence, appreciating nature. I mean, these are all things that are simple. Yet when we get caught up so much in the day-to-day and the to-do, some of these things we totally just forget about as we're searching and growing. And so these are some of the simple reminders to get back in tune with like that essence of who you are and feeling that love for yourself. So practicing true love is so important in every moment. So so here's another idea too, is how to keep true love alive in your life every day. So I shared this in the beginning when we opened up, and this is kind of like also towards the closing part of this mirror before we get into some simple practices. But, you know, I ask you right now, just all of us right now in our own reflection, and then let's all just share as a way to really think about how to keep true love alive in our every day. So think to a time when you felt like real love in your heart, a time when the love you were experiencing felt free from expectation. Like, let's just think about, you know, different moments in our lives, different memories. When did you feel like you experienced the kind of love that did not have any expectation? I will share to kick us all off, and then I'd love to hear from all of you, because this is a good practice to like that moment and that feeling tone. Like you can have that throughout your whole day. And so I would share that part of what it comes so naturally around this, like feeling this love in your heart without any expectation, is when you're with the baby and you are like holding that little bundle of newness that is so still tapped into the other side and the spirit world. And all they're doing is just hoping you're going to take care of them. And there's nothing you expect from them in that moment. They're just there, and you're just appreciating their like new little fingers and toes and the way they smell and the newness of them. And it's that kind of feeling that I really would love to inspire every woman to keep alive as much as possible in your heart throughout the day. And when you come into relationships with your partners and with your colleagues and with your family and friends, you know, like these are some of the essence of being in that real love. Is like every moment is a brand new baby day. Every moment is a brand new baby moment, and having that fresh feeling around it keeps that love inside of you so that you can be the love that you are in each moment. So there's my example.
I love that. And to kind of share or to add on in terms of, you know, when you say the feeling of love, like really actually tune into your body. Like, what does that feel like? Like, what sensations are running through your body right now? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it from your head down to your toes? Do you get butterflies in your stomach? Like, what sensations, you know, when you are just feeling the utmost love and abundance and joy with, you know, whatever it is, whether it's with a, you know, a friend, a loved one, a partner, a new baby, you know, what is that sensation? And, you know, like that sensation is a good representation of, you know, loving without expectation, because you're just, your body is vibrating and it feels good. And I'm going to call out Miss Padilla over there because she has some fur babies that I love that, you know, I'm pretty allergic, but her dogs are hypoallergenic, so I can actually love on them. And I've known them since they were pups, so they know me as like, when I'm around, Auntie Val's here, and they get super excited. And so, you know, it gives me just pure joy and pleasure, you know, that I could relate to the new baby sensation too. That's like, oh, this pure bundle of joy, you know, this pure new being. You know, you have these cute pups that also rely on you, that just want love and attention and play, you know, that are just so happy to see you. And, you know, they also feed off the energy that, you know, it's like, oh, again, the endorphins or the sensations that are running through your body. You know, imagine what if you can start your day like that? You know, what if you can lay in bed and give gratitude for certain moments, or, you know, like I said, be happy about that day already. And so that your body is already, you know, again, exuberating joy. And so, you know, watch what would come. So anyone else want to share?
I think today I've seen a puppy, a French bulldog, and oh my God, that thing was the cutest thing ever. So I experienced that joy from that little dog, like jumping around and getting so excited. And I think if we as human beings experience excitement around people that we love, and even people that we don't really necessarily love, but just a completely stranger, how can we show that appreciation and excitement as well as a little dog does? So it really, really teaches you a lot from a dog that doesn't even really know you and experiencing much joy and love.
Beautiful.
So,
Yeah. These babies, like, these are some of the most like very obvious things like that kind of like bring you that joy and that innocence. And so it's kind of like, how do you keep more of that in your life experience as much as possible, right? That's the idea around this. And it's really around looking at true love. Like, true love is your truth. You are true love. It is the experience the universe encourages you to create for yourself so you can share it with others. When you think about the billions, not just millions, of people on this planet, you can all be connected if you choose one commonality, and that's your ability to love. So it begins with you. Everything begins with you and how you choose to feel, how you choose to see things, how you choose to create. And love is something that you can create in your life experience if you choose it and you want to feel that. And so when we go back to true love practices, like there's a couple things here that I wrote down, because I thought, you know, the first one is like, how do I kind of get engaged in these truth love practices? And one idea I had was around, you know, if you focus on every part of your body that you want to hide, because this is like one of the tendencies for us women, right, is we are naturally focused on our flaws. And so with this idea around true love, like the biggest practice that I wanted to share with every woman who walks through this guidebook is, I want you to actually look at the things that you think you don't like about yourself. And for whatever reason, the senses make us attuned more to the physical material world. So for me to support you in kind of like layering and breaking those walls down, I thought, let's have you focus on every body part that you look at and you want to hide. You know, if it's your feet, if it's your hands, if it's your stomach, if it's your thighs, if it's your butt, whatever it is, like, what is that body part that you want to hide? And I want you to start to look for reasons to love that body part. And for some of us, that might seem really off. I remember when I first started this, I was like, you know, like there are certain things I was like, how could I possibly love my feet? I have a really big toe. Like there's, you know, of course, like, would love to go back into double days at the gym, but you know, I've got my own little like butt stuff going on that like I want to make sure that I'm like putting more muscle on. So what I started to do is all those different areas, I started to go, well, you know, I'm the only, this toe, I love it because you know what, it's the perfect blend of the toe between my mom and my dad. And so I was like, I'm going to appreciate that because I came from them. And I started to find things about myself that I was actually internalizing and putting myself down for, and found different ways to get my mind and my love, my mind and my energy, my spirit to actually look at things about myself I can love. And if you could turn around the way you're looking at yourself in a mirror and start to fall in love with those physical aspects, you start to like slowly feel that vibration of love and the authenticity of love reach inside within you, and it starts to just become you in those moments. But it's practice, it's a daily practice. And so those are some of the things that I wanted to start this section off around practicing, because when you're wanting to come from a space of true love, you really have to love all of yourself. You have to love your entire body. You have to love your beautiful face without makeup. You have to love your beautiful face with makeup. You've got to love, like the times of the month when you're bloated. You got to love it all. Like, this all makes up you. You're one unique thing being on this planet. And so finding ways to still appreciate and love yourself even in those moments is so key at feeling good and being in the highest vibration possible and being in service to others. And then focus on thinking about what you're most proud of when it comes to your life experiences and personal attributes, and write those down. Like, a lot of times I think that there are moments that are epic in our lives. There's successful moments like having children and having a great partner and having a career you love, or having a competition that you win, or, going shopping, or taking your parents on a vacation. Like, all these things and moments, your son or daughter getting their first A or first laugh or first word. And like, there's all these like amazing, like what we think are ordinary, but they're extraordinary moments and successes in our lives that sometimes we just take for granted. And so this is like, write a list down of all the things you're proud of yourself for. This is what life is about. It's about actually feeling the gratitude for who you are, how you're showing up, the things that you experience, the things that you create. Like, this is your time. So journal and write down all the things that you love and that you're proud about yourself. And that love and that joy follows suit when you're like living and reliving those moments of expected love and real love for yourself. So what about you, Val? Anything to share around those two practices?
Oh, I just love them because, again, you hit the nail on the head in the sense of, we focus, as women, we focus on our flaws. So, what can we do to, really love every single part of us at every single time, throughout the day, whatever that may be, sending love to those cramps and your swollen
Exactly.
boobs, like, these are just, a part of how we were made. So, this is the experience that we are in this lifetime. So yes, how do you really honor yourself and just love, and writing it down. Writing it down is so powerful. Along with, writing down the wins. How much do we not acknowledge ourselves because we're so busy in the day to day, just getting through, pushing through. How much, are we acknowledging ourselves for the big wins and also the little wins as well? It's like, don't discredit those little milestones that you do also set up for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't have sugar today. Like, oh, that's a win, like, or what challenges, are you working on or growing in? And again, are you acknowledging yourself for the little milestones as much as the big, and, with the big, I like this focus practice, because writing it down, because again, it's like from, there we, all of us have our own stories of, where we've come from, and, this life that we've experienced. And so do you give yourself credit for the person you are today? The person that you are in this very moment. Have you acknowledged yourself lately, for how you show up in the world and what you're contributing or what you're working towards or what you're passionate about? Like, do you acknowledge yourself for, whether, the obstacles or not, of just, where you are today in this moment? And so I'm excited to redo these, practices, considering it's been about 5 years since I did them the first time, to see what's come up. Am I giving acknowledgement for what it is that I've created and what it is that I've done? And so I'm excited to hear and hopefully share next week on next week's call, to hear from some of the ladies on, what some of those are. And so.
Absolutely. And I'll share too, like every day I will sit down and put together a list of things that I feel are the top priorities to accomplished, and every single time I write completed or in progress or something like that, like I feel really good about myself. I'm like, that's right, like got 10 things handled today. And there's simple moments like that where you can feel really great about yourself. And so this is week 9, Rising the Total Female Package Within You, discussing here and really diving into what does that true love, that reflection of true love look like in your life. So I hope that you found some inspiration in some of these insights into what we're sharing and practicing. And I'm really, really encouraged to hear what some of the moments next week when we come back together that you've thought about, that you're proud of, that you have accomplished in your life. And teeing up next week as well, week 10 that we're getting into, we are more than 2/3 of the way through this book, partnering with men in your life by celebrating their reflections. This is one of my most favorite mirrors because we go through this journey of like authenticity and self-love and self-care and getting to really know ourselves. And now we get to a point in your story of, okay, now that we've experienced the power of gratitude and being present and our spiritual reflection and, you know, understanding what it means to have this giving open heart. And now we're in the process of like experiencing true love. Now that at this point in the TFP, everything should be overflowing for you in practices around having to keep your biggest essence in alignment. Now we get to invite others into the experience with us in our lives, and we get to talk about how we get to celebrate them, how we get to understand them, and create that harmony between both genders in so many different relationships, whether it's your father, whether it's your uncle, whether it's your grandfather, whether it's your brother, whether it's your boss or a colleague or partner. Like there's so many ways to celebrate men and their reflections and allow them to show up for you in a way that helps you feel truly, truly loved and respected, and gratitude oozing all over for you for who you are and who you're showing up. So I always like to share that I'm sure every man out there would love to be with the Total Female Package, as well as every Total Female Package deserves to be with the Total Male Package. So this is around kind of understanding that in the next week or so. So I'm excited to get to this point in the guidebook and the journey, and looking forward to an epic time with all you ladies next week. And probably expecting a little bit more sisters on this call, because this will be a good hot juicy topic with these tips to really support that dynamic of the women and men understanding one another and really supporting each other get their desires created and what they want. So lots of love to all my sisters on the call, rising the Total Female Package within you, and looking forward to the next time we're together. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Ciao.